filming for you. Distracted driving, jokes and games and interviews. Distracted driving, tune in, have a good time. Distracted driving, Ray and Tim and Jay from behind.
All right, we're going.
Hey, welcome to Just Distracted Driving. How are you? Gary Sohmers is about to get in the car, and we're all going to say aloha when Gary gets in. Okay, ready?
Aloha.
Aloha. Gary Sohmers, ladies and
I get
gentlemen.
the cramp seat, huh?
How are you, sir?
Adequate, young Ray.
The king of
Going
pop
Uncle
culture.
Jay. Huh?
The king of pop.
Yes, I am.
Culture,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, the king of pop is dead. The king of pop culture still exists.
Is his stuff valuable? Speaking of the king of pop, like what would be valuable of Michael
Well,
Jackson besides his like glove and all that?
All the autographs he's currently signing that are on sale at eBay.
Just his glove. That's all you came up with, right?
Yeah.
Besides,
You know,
his
Well, that's
glove.
the big thing, you know.
Did you know they found the other glove?
No.
Brooke Shields gynecologist found it.
And
These
that's
are the
what we
jokes.
can look forward to. All right.
What?
How you doing?
Nice to see you. Aloha. Welcome to the dance.
Gary's got a show coming up. As we talked to Naomi Grossman.
Did you? How was that? Was that fun?
It was good.
Yeah.
We love the show. The show is awesome. American Horror Story.
She's so sweet.
She's very talented. I mean, watching that show and seeing the pinhead and that's her, it's crazy.
It's
A
totally.
lot of that's makeup, but
Wait till you see
she's
her in
good.
person.
We did. We saw her at the last show. She was at the
Oh
last
yeah,
show.
yeah, she was.
So your show is the 6th and the 7th
Yep.
at the
December.
Shriners.
Yeah, very good.
What can we
Wilmington.
expect?
Well, it's mind-boggling. I got more show than you could ever imagine. I can't believe how much crap I can put into a 40,000 square foot facility. But, you know, if you know me, you know that I'm the man that could put 20 pounds in a 5-pound box. Well, I've got 40,000 square feet. Think how much I can put in there. Am I allowed to say
Well, you have, so
Yeah,
I guess
I mean, we
you've
can't
set
start
the
over.
precedence for the-
You can't start over? You mean once the car's in gear, you must keep going?
This is a one-take
We
show.
will, yeah.
Yeah, we don't.
It's not a lot of editing.
Yeah.
All right, well, I will say schnaz or something.
No, feel free. Any words that you've currently used, you can use again.
I want you to keep. I
Yeah,
like
no, it's fine.
schnaz.
We don't want you to. We don't want you to feel like you're being restricted. You know, just be yourself, and
Be yourself. Have
we'll
you
take
met
care of it
me?
later.
Be yourself.
Barely.
Be yourself. Gary, put your pants on.
I am.
Um,
No, it's going to be a fun show. You know, the whole genre of Comic Cons now is a, you know, kind of a preconceived notion from Big Bang Theory. But having been the originator of this whole genre back in the 1900s, you know, doing the collectibles extravaganzas, we put all this same thing that people are doing now and going, oh, this is new and unique. We've been doing it forever.
yeah.
So by doing this one again back in the first weekend of December, we've spun it into the holiday shopping show for nerds and the people who love them.
There seems to be a big demand lately
For Comic
for
Cons?
Comic Cons, yeah.
Big demand. I think it's people want that experience they see on TV or hear about or read about. And a lot of the Comic Cons that have now evolved are, I don't know, either comic book shop guys who decide, oh man, let's rent an American Legion Hall and put on a Comic Con, or it's guys who are corporate guys who go, hey, we know that there's sponsors and money in this, and we can make a lot of money if we sell more tickets than the place will hold. So it's sort of like the producers.
Yeah.
You know, we kind of create a show, and we're hoping it doesn't lose money, but if it, you know, the idea is to create something, a personal experience that fans, nerds, geeks, collectors, weirdos can all go to and have a good day.
We're in Hudson. We're in Hudson, by the way, filming in Hudson.
And
We've
this
never
is
been
Tim's
here
first
before.
time
You've never been
driving.
here?
So
Oh,
I'm just making sure.
No,
you
I've
just-
been-
Keep
I've been
going
to-
straight
I've been to
ahead,
Hudson.
You'll hit Berlin, and then you can turn around and head back to Hudson.
That's what we'll do.
I can show you the route. So
I've been to Hudson. I just haven't been invited to your house.
Oh well, and you didn't come in. I mean, you
Well, I didn't
brought
have
the
to urinate.
camera.
Do you
So-
have
That
stuff
was-
on display everywhere, or just boxed
Yeah,
up, or
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah?
The place is an art project. It's an ongoing art project. It changes. It evolves. Everything's in my collection till I sell it.
Would you
Yeah,
ever
That's what
be
my
on an?
store is.
Exactly.
My
Remember
store.
my store? Do you
Oh yeah,
remember
oh
my
yeah.
store?
Of course I do.
I had the rarest of everything, and I sold
If
it
you
all.
could find it. If you could find it in the piles.
Well, my motto was, I can find whatever you're looking for 5 minutes after you leave, especially if you're never coming back.
Yes.
So,
Are you a candidate for hoarders?
no.
No?
I'm a mercenary. I'm willing to sell anything. If you'll buy it, I'll sell it to you. It's just what's the price? You know, my price or your price.
Yep.
And if there's an in-between price, then we find it. And if, you know, people go by what are called price guides now and this internet-y thing. I can look anything up. Oh, look, on eBay, it only sells for 50 cents, so I'll give you a quarter. I'm sorry, you're going to have to call the guy on eBay because I ain't selling it for a quarter. You know, it's like,
And $30 in shipping later.
yeah.
I want to ask Mike this. Is it Zohn or Zohn?
Mike Zohn.
Zohn. We're going to talk to Mike Zohn from the show Oddities on Science Channel. As a collector and a dealer, how do you balance the two? Because everything you collect, a lot of stuff you probably want to keep, but you have to sell.
No, there becomes a tipping point where, you know, okay, so you have 4 two-headed dogs. You could part with one of them. You know, that's in Mike's case.
Just one.
Just
I need
one,
the
yeah.
other
The other
three.
3 are, you know, different breeds, you know.
That's true,
You
yeah.
get 2 Chihuahuas, what are you going to do with them? You know what I mean? They're just going to bite at your ankles. So the issue becomes with any of us that are dealers and collectors and mercenaries, because you got to throw that in, right? You know, if you get the opportunity to cash in, do you cash in? Yeah, you have to. You have to.
I'm a big fan of cashing in personally, but that's me. I came to a certain point in my life where I did have a pretty big collection, and I said, you know what? I'm going to put everything in my shop. This is my collection. If I sell it, fantastic. If I really want it back, I'm in this industry. I'm going to find it and get it back again, you know?
You're going to see it again.
Yeah.
Very
So-
few things are their onesies.
Exactly. And
Is
if
there
I find
any-
that onesie, I'm keeping that
Is
onesie.
there anything right off the top of your head that you have that you won't sell?
Me or him?
You.
Me. Well, I just sold the one thing I didn't want to sell. So does that help?
Yeah. What
Your
was it?
soul.
No, I sold my soul when I was 17. No,
That's how he got all the stuff.
I found rock and roll. So you could turn around up here in the center of Berlin if you want.
Okay.
Or Berlin. I don't think I've ever been to Berlin.
I know where I am.
Yeah, if you turn
Except
left,
Spooky
you
World
can
was
go
in
over.
Berlin, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Spooky World's up
I
here.
can show you where
You
Spooky
keep going, you get to the reservoir too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If you
Yeah.
turn left somewhere, you can go down
Okay.
to someplace.
We're good. We got
Turn
plenty of
around.
time.
Do you want to tell us what it is that you had to
No,
sell?
that would be
Okay.
oh no. So what happened was and I'll tell you the whole story because it's a holy grail. You know, everybody has.
You
something
had the Holy Grail?
I had the Holy Grail. I owned the original prospectus to Disneyland. Now this is something that Walt Disney wrote up himself to borrow $5 million to build Disneyland. And he made up 3 copies of this and included maps of what he looked Disneyland to look like, and he typed up these 9 pages of, I'm gonna build this park, I'm gonna do all these things, and and he took these 3 copies of this document to New York to go to see bankers, who all 3 turned him down and said, that's never gonna make any money. So no one had ever seen any of these since.
Wow.
So I went to an antique show in Atlantic City, and from another dealer who shall remain nameless because he'll probably kill himself if he knew it was him.
Nobody watches the show.
Nobody watches this show, yes, but he's got big ears. So I
Like
bought
Mickey
a little
Mouse.
stack of paper, and in it was a bunch of things, and this document was in there.
Oh, wow.
And it just had little rub-on letters that said Disneyland on the front. And so I made a deal. I bought the whole stack for $200. I sold everything else in the stack for $400, so I was happy. I'm going to keep this thing. I have no idea what it is. It's got to be something.
Yeah.
So about 3 years later, I went to the Disneyana convention at Disney World, and there was Dave Smith, head of Disney Archives, and I laid it down in front of him and says, Dave, what's this? And he started sweating. And I've never seen anybody just sweat profusely in an instant like that. But he goes, why? Do you want to sell it? And I says, no, I just think it's really cool. You guys must have one of these. He goes, no, we don't have it. And then he told me what it was. So I've kept it for 24 years.
Wow.
You know, never knew what it was worth. I offered it to somebody for 50 grand once, and he says it's not worth that. So okay, fine. I just put it up to auction, and it brought 80,000.
Come on.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's amazing.
The bad news was Glenn Beck bought it.
Glenn Beck.
Glenn Beck, the news.
Are you serious?
Serious?
Did he really?
Yes.
Wow. Mike,
That's
You
a great
see,
story,
that's the
though.
joke. I mean, that's so. Somebody lives in fantasy land. I don't know who it is, but
Oh, okay.
So yes, I have had some holy grails, and things are pretty awesome and funny. Oh, look at that!
Look at that. Look, we found your stuff.
Hey, how did you find that place?
That was really creepy back then. I wish
Can we do that again?
we really need a camera on the outside.
That would have been.
I
Did you see
missed
that?
it.
You were
I'm
taking a
tweeting.
picture of it. You took a picture of it as
Did
you
I get it in
turned
the
around.
background?
I don't know.
I'm doing this. I'm
Yeah,
tweeting now.
here, one more
as you're
time.
saying,
That,
and
but,
it's
but
taking me forever.
watch this art
Okay,
project. Look at this art project. He just turned
This is
in
the
there.
random place I just turned
Just
around while he's
decided
talking
to
to
turn. And
telling the
look
story.
across.
Hold on.
Look at this.
Oh, this is the scene of a horror movie.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh my God!
It just keeps going.
Oh my gosh.
Holy cow!
This is where they all were.
Oh yeah.
You
The
know-
last place they
Holy
were.
cow.
That is just hysterical.
Actually, I
watch.
can say holy shit, right?
A
Yeah,
troll's,
we already did it.
troll's gonna come out and charge us $1 to take the picture.
Just to take.
Take a picture. Oh wait, that's at my show.
So you're all right. So your Comic-Con is coming up, but it's not just a Comic-Con.
No, it's a
You're a
collectibles
pop culture guy,
extraction.
and you're a big music guy.
I'm not that big.
Well,
lost
that's
some weight.
you're into the music side of pop culture.
Yes.
Is it safe to say 60s, 70s? I mean, it's everything, but your wheelhouse.
I like
What's
it
your
all.
wheelhouse?
Me, Ramones, Gubba Gubba Hey.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I did it. I went to 100 Dead shows. I seen at least 50
Not
Ramones
you.
shows. Yeah. I went, but it was from '69 to '77. So
Yeah.
I produced over 1,000 concerts. I was involved with Styx when they started, Chip
Wow,
Trick when they
nice.
started. Butch Vig from Garbage played on my record in 1980, 10 years before Nirvana's Nevermind.
You have a Christmas song.
I have a Christmas Kitty Cat Christmas
That's
song.
right, I
My
remember that now.
Dinosaur Rock video.
We're gonna play a little bit of that.
Every year around Christmas time, meet the shimmering lights and the glowing smiles. That's where you find my cats and me. We're all just hanging around our Christmas tree.
Mike, it's Ray, Jay, and Tim from Distracted Driving.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you, man?
Very good. What's going on?
Not much. Gary Sohmers is with us as well.
Okay.
Aloha, Mikey.
Hey, Gary, how you doing?
Typical, you know me.
Mike,
Absolutely.
we're looking forward to your appearance on the 6th and 7th of December at the Northeast
Yeah,
Comic
it's
Con.
going to be a good one, I think. It's our first time doing this Comic Con, but it's a nice lineup that Gary has going there.
Is the whole team coming out?
Yeah, all three of us. There'll
All
be
three.
Ryan, Evan, and of course myself will be there.
Yep.
And bringing a whole bunch of stuff from the shop. There'll be a nice little booth filled with all sorts of creepy old crap for sale.
Yay!
You know what's fun about watching the show, Mike, is that you're always in awe of what you see, but some things actually kind of creep you out and freak you out a little bit.
Yeah, there's a couple of things I don't like. I mean, for someone who deals in dead things in jars and what have you, I really don't like bugs. Bugs, insects, just not my thing. Occasionally we'll have something come from the shop. Maybe it needs a repair or fix. I always have to do those. I don't touch that stuff.
What was one of the oddest things you've ever seen come through the shop? Obscure, by the way,
That's a
in New
tough
York.
one, you know. We have this really great human head. It's a medical model, or medical specimen, I should say, from, I don't know, 100, 150 years ago. And this guy called up and he said, "Oh, do you guys, you buy creepy antiques?" So I said, "Sure." He said, "Well, I have this human head." And as weird as that may sound, we actually receive calls like this, but they usually mean a skull. They'll say I have an arm, meaning a skeletal arm, something out of a medical skeleton. Guy comes in the shop with a bag and reaches in there, and out comes a mummified human head.
Yeah.
In and all.
One of the episodes I saw, Evan came across the hand, the actual
Yes.
hand. That was creepy.
Yeah, we've had a number of them. The other cool thing about with the show and all, we're always looking for the creepy and unusual. Sometimes people will see an episode and then call us. We actually had a woman who called us after she saw the mummy hand episode, and she had a mummy hand for sale. I believe it was either her father or her grandfather actually brought it back in the 20s from Egypt, back when you legally could. And he had passed away, and they just hated this. They thought it was just creepy and get this thing out of the house, and they didn't know who to sell to until they saw our show. And then, we were more than glad to purchase her mummy hand from her.
Wait, this is something that you could do back in the day? You could go to Egypt and just get a mummy hand?
Absolutely, or anything you
Souvenir
really
shop.
want. Up until about
That is
I think it was
wild.
like the 60s or so, you could actually take all sorts of things out of Egypt. Now, of course, it's illegal. Everything in there has to remain. But for hundreds of years, there have been taking mummy parts. They were making
I had no
medicine.
idea.
They're making pigments out of them. They use them for fertilizer. There were literally millions upon millions of mummies, both human and animal. And for hundreds of years they've been taking them out. Now, of course, they don't allow that. But
Our generation has been robbed.
No, now they make
absolutely.
They still sell them at the souvenir shops. They're made in China, though.
Well, yeah. So fake mummy, no problem. That's people often come to the shop and they'll look at some of the stuff and say, "Is that stuff real?" And I'm like, "Who would want a fake one? You know, who would want a fake skull or a fake shrunken head or a mummy bit or something like that?" Yeah, we're very specific about having the authentic stuff.
What's the most normal thing somebody's brought in where you just said, no, like that belongs at Toys R Us or something?
Well, that happens too. We had the guy come in with an 8-track player, and I said, "Well, it's not really a thing."
Sorry, that's
And he
scary.
said, "No, it's old. This one's
It's old. Of course it's old. Because they don't make them
And I said,
anymore.
If I remember it from when I was a kid, it's not that old. So we get that occasionally. We've had people offer to sell us, just ridiculous stuff like that. They'll call up with all sorts of, weird furniture, stuff that we wouldn't deal with. And plus, we have a tiny shop here in New York. It's 450 square feet, and someone wanted to sell an entire living room set. Like that would take up my entire store, and B, it's the fuggliest thing you ever saw. It has nothing to do with us. It's like IKEA. Nothing against IKEA, of course, but from an antique shop perspective, it's not what you want to be buying.
You know who loves IKEA? Justin.
So how many two-headed dogs do you own?
How many taxidermy dogs?
Two-headed animals. How many do you own?
Well, right now at the shop we have a 2-headed cow that also has 2 tails and 6 legs. We have a kitten with 2 faces. We have the skull from that. We recently purchased a small collection of 2-headed turtles. None of these are alive, of course. And we have a 2-headed piglet that's currently at our taxidermist. So, yeah, a bunch. A healthy supply of 2-headed critters.
Mike, has anyone ever come in with a live critter?
Someone offered me a pig that had 8 feet. Only had 4 legs, but each leg had 2 hooves on it. And he just sent me a picture of it. I'm like, "Well, that's pretty interesting." I said, "Is it dead or taxidermy?" He's like, "No, it's live." He's like, "It's about 2 years old," and he was in somewhere in Missouri. And I'm like, "Well, as wonderful as it would be to have a live 8-footed piglet in the shop, probably wouldn't be all that good."
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh would be really disappointed.
Exactly. I think there's actually laws against owning pigs in New York City anyway. So,
Mike, how did you get
there's enough pigs here.
How did you get into collecting oddities and dealing with oddities?
That's a good question. Actually, I started off with cameras, photography, things like that, and then started collecting odd photos, old circus, sideshow stuff, medical photos, things of this nature. And then it just kind of expanded. One day I was helping another antique dealer to photograph an item and waiting for her to help me bring it. It was a big bench. She dealt in Americana. And I'm waiting for her to help me bring this thing back. And this couple comes out of their house with a taxidermy bobcat and a deer head. And they just put it on the garbage can and walked away. I inquired. I said, "Are you throwing those away?" And they said, "Yeah." I'm like, "Well, they have bugs?" I'm like, "No, we're changing our style." So they're like, and they said, "Do you want it?" So I'm like, "Yeah." And that started with a taxidermy, and then I actually took those down with me to visit a friend in Washington, D.C., and photographed around the monument, and the reaction was kind of interesting, people in taxidermy. And then just started buying more natural history stuff, more taxidermy stuff, and then the love of odd photos and circus and sideshow melded with the taxidermy and 2-headed critters. And then it just started growing from there, buying stuff to sell to offset my collecting. And you get to the point where you have so much stuff, you either have to sell it or get on one of those hoarding shows.
You could change your show concept, that's all.
Yeah, although my storage units would make an amazing episode of one of the storage shows.
Yeah, it's storage. You freak some people out with your Storage War episode, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just a bit.
Mike,
So, do you watch American Horror Story Freak Show?
I've watched the first 2 episodes of it. I like it. I think the modern music is a little strange. Actually, I really like Carnival when that was on HBO years ago.
That's a great series.
I actually don't watch a lot of TV. I'll watch it here and there when I get a chance. But, it was pretty good, though.
except the Science Channel, of course.
Oh, yes, of course. But, of course, that's just a given.
Are you bringing anything with you to the show? Any oddities that people can expect? Look forward to?
A whole booth,
Yeah, I mean, we'll
at
have
least
a
a
good
giant booth.
amount of stuff. I mean, we'll bring our, human skulls and things in jars. We'll probably bring a couple of pieces for the show and tell as well. Like, we're doing a panel, I believe.
Yep, you're doing all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah, so for the panel, I mean, we'll bring maybe a nice shrunken head, maybe an elongated skull, maybe some two-headed critters. We'll pick a nice selection of things from the shop and maybe even our collections, and bring some neat things.
And a booth full of stuff for sale.
And a booth full of stuff for sale, of course.
All right, well, you can see Mike and the gang at the Northeast Comic Con, which is happening on the 6th and 7th of December at the Shriners in Wilmington. Mike, thanks a lot, man. That was a lot of fun.
Thank you very much. Looking forward to it.
All right.
Yeah, Mike, we'll see you again real soon.
Absolutely. Thank you, Gary.
See ya.
Take care.
Aloha.
Bye.
That was awesome.
Yeah, so
cool. I
Mike,
love the show. The
Mike's
show's really
stuff
cool.
is about history. It's about the reality of history. I think part of what collecting is keeping track of history.
Well, that's what I love about those shows like American Pickers. You're not they're not just,
Sorry, I hate that
but you're getting like a history lesson.
No, you're not.
No?
Those guys
Okay.
are Wikipedia. I mean,
I should not have brought up that.
No, you think about
the
it.
second that was coming out of your mouth, I knew
come
that was
on,
gonna
those
happen.
guys are like Wikipedia. I mean, it could
Well,
be
of
almost
course.
right.
I mean,
it
it's-
could be right,
Yeah.
except for they read it on Snopes or something.
All
I
right,
don't know.
Gary, I
I'm
don't want to
just
upset you anymore.
prejudiced.
Can I give you some things to check out and maybe give me an appraisal on?
Psychic appraisals
Psychic-
or real
Well,
personal?
really, I brought some stuff with
Wow,
you.
I love
tell the
stuff.
audience
Don't want one of those
why.
Wikipedia appraisals.
Now,
Why would you ask me?
why would Gary know?
Because Gary is psychic,
No, I know
no.
the
But he
value of
does do-
100,000 useless objects.
and he's got a show on WCAP. What was that, Wednesdays?
Calling All Collectors Tuesdays,
Tuesdays,
10 to 11
close.
a.m. But I did 13 seasons on that PBS
That's
show
right.
called Antiques Roadshow.
Where you have the stuff in your hand. On the radio,
Yeah,
people
I
can
do
call in
psychic
though, and you do the psychic appraisals.
Yes.
But I have stuff that you can put your hands on, just like that PBS show.
I'll bet
Yep.
you do.
Right? So Tim actually,
He put me in the back seat with you. I don't know what that was
Tim
about.
owns one of those,
I know,
and so
I
does
see.
Jay.
And what's always missing is the battery cover.
Yeah.
Nobody has the battery cover.
well, the time is missing as well because it doesn't work.
No, it can be where you put a new battery in. It's a
No,
trick.
it doesn't whine though. I can't.
It's not supposed to whine.
Oh, it's not?
an
Okay.
electric clock.
But tell me all about that piece, Gary, without looking at Wikipedia on your phone.
Oh, no Wikipedia?
No wikis.
Okay, so this is a 1970s, early 70s Batman clock.
Yep.
Was it Durham? Who made this one?
It's 1976.
Janex. So this was a time period when Batman was no longer on TV. UHF was showing the Batman show, so it was a resurgence in Batman merchandising.
Okay.
And Warner Brothers was doing the merchandising on this. In this condition, missing the battery cover, not knowing whether it works, it's probably $20 to $30.
I paid $5.
Decorative value only. It's not an investment piece because
Right.
it'll never go up in value missing the battery cover.
Somebody might want that for their collection though.
Absolutely, because it looks
Awesome piece.
presentable.
Awesome.
It's
That's
very groovy.
It's nice.
Love
It's
it.
in much better shape than mine.
Yeah, I cleaned it a little bit.
Very
But you don't want to
groovy.
clean it too much because, as those guys say, rusty gold.
No, the patina. You don't want to take off the patina.
All right.
That's vintage dirt.
Spit shine.
This is I don't know if it's an original, but it is an early Perfection game.
Yep.
That's the second time the Perfection game has been on the show.
Yeah, that's right. That's,
Really?
That's the most frequent guest we've had on the show.
Stunt-
It's the
Is
first
this the
repeat
stunt
guest
one?
we have.
I think no, that we got this
We got
at
that at
the
the
flea
flea
market.
market.
At the flea
Yeah.
market.
Oh yeah,
market,
did you?
yeah.
You got it in my
Yeah.
flea?
Yeah.
Man.
The box
that's
was really
awesome.
beat up,
Yeah, so you threw the box away.
and there's some pieces under the seat that I'm sitting in
Still.
right now.
Still
So
from the
what do you
person
want?
in vacuum.
What do you want to know?
I don't know. I mean,
It's art.
it's been changed. How often has the
it
design been
doesn't
changed?
matter. It's called generic. It's,
Yeah.
Unless you played with it, you have no nostalgia for it.
I did play with it, so
I know.
love
so
it.
you're
yeah.
the only guy.
That actually was
Did
on
you
a shelf.
play with this?
Oh yeah. Not that one in particular.
When you were a kid, you played
Come
Perfection.
on.
Oh, God, yeah.
Tell
See, I'm
them.
too old.
Friday nights you come over.
Oh, I
and we
played
play for
Perfection, yeah.
Perfection.
Oh no, not
Yep.
me. So I don't know. I didn't
Okay.
live that game.
Yeah.
It
But
wasn't one that.
realistically,
I didn't play that one.
as art, that could hang on a wall
Yep.
Sure.
and be art.
Okay.
And people would wonder what's wrong with you. But that's not the question. It's about what it's worth.
Yeah.
So art
I have a
is
feeling they're going to be
speculative.
disappointed.
No, I think it's probably worth $10.
I paid 20. So
So
give
you
me
got
the accumulator.
screwed.
You got your receipt though, right?
It's gone out the window.
No, because that's come back again for a third time on the
that's right.
show.
No, actually, I think I
Encore.
paid $10 for it.
Yeah, you probably.
But
paid
you know what? That
retail.
means something to me because this was a big game when I was a kid.
The nostalgia curve is something that affects generations. So here's the thing: nobody gives a crap about Howdy Doody or Shirley Temple or Hopalong Cast anymore because all the people who remember them are on a fixed income or dead. So what happens with this nostalgia curve is right now you could be nostalgic for that and
Yep.
other things that are from your era that you played with. But once you age past the point of giving a crap's ass, then it's going to be worthless to the next generation who didn't play with it.
Right.
Just like us.
Pretty much. I can't get anybody to play with me. But the idea of nostalgia is you take things like Batman and Marilyn Monroe and Mickey Mouse, and they're transcending the nostalgia curve because they're reinvented,
Yep.
they're reimagined, they're reinstituted into pop culture through different mediums. Thanks to this thing we call the World Wide Web, everybody can see everything that ever happened that was ever recorded ever.
Yep.
So why not be
Teenage
nostalgic?
Mutant Ninja Turtles will continue to get reinvented.
Just keeps coming back,
every
yeah.
10 years.
That's right, no matter how bad it is.
Transformers.
That's why it'll always be popular.
I think you're right. I think the Turtles have that type of click with every generation. Sort of like Kiss. Everybody turns 17 once.
Yeah.
And when you're 17, you know, hey, Kiss is the hottest, coolest thing. And then once you're 17 and a half, it's no longer.
Do you guys want to try a psychic appraisal? Can you think of anything off the top of your head that you have at home that you might want to ask Gary about?
Yeah, I got something.
Go ahead.
You're psychic. What am I thinking of? Well, how's this working?
$5.
That's
Probably.
good.
I don't have to tell you the price.
I've got the soundtrack to Monkey's Head,
Yep,
the movie Head,
I know.
on vinyl,
Yep.
autographed by Peter
Yes.
Tork.
Oh, see, you should have gotten it
You
autographed
ruined
by
it.
Davey.
Well, he wasn't.
He's a dead guy.
He
by
wasn't
then.
dead when I got it, but yeah, it was a gift.
Okay, so Peter Tork charges $25 for an autograph, so that's the price of that. It's the original first pressing of the record's probably in the $40 range. So now it's worth $15 because Peter signed it.
It ruined it.
No, Mickey Dolenz will be at Super Mega Fest.
Yeah.
Go get Mickey to sign it.
I'll
Now
bring
you're
that.
2
Now
out
I've
of
got
4.
2,
Yep.
and I can only get.
You know who else is going to be there? Loose Salute with our friend
Oh yeah,
Mick
Mick will be
Lawless.
performing with Mickey
That's
Dolenz.
really cool.
Oh, that's very cool.
No,
Yeah.
Mick actually backs up.
He's the
with
band.
Mickey,
Okay, so
yeah.
Loose Salute won't be there, but Mick will.
I'm
with,
good friends with Mickey Dolenz. He's a
Are
good
ya?
guy. Yeah.
Can we get Mickey
He's
on the
done
show?
Image meet and greet. Yes, actually, Mickey.
That would be
You want me to call him right now?
I would love that.
I don't know if he's around, but yeah, no, I have Mickey. Here's Butch Patrick. Here's everybody. They're all in here. Yeah, we'll get you connected with Mickey, but he's not doing my show. He's doing my competitor's show. Nothing wrong.
Oh,
with
that's right.
competition.
He is.
Yes, but that's
right.
okay. We're friends. We're
Yeah.
all friends. We're all on the same bus. Our show has Marky Ramone, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame drummer.
Yep.
They have Mickey Dolenz, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame drummer. It seems to be a big thing these days. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame drummers.
Yep.
They're like everywhere. But we went for just Marky in the music department, but we really went heavy on the cartoons.
Yep.
You know, animation to me is reality. So
Billy West.
You got
being
Billy
the
West
big
coming,
guy.
right?
the man of a million voices,
That's
Billy West,
one of
the
my
voice
few heroes.
of Red M&M, Ren and Stimpy,
Ren and Stimpy.
almost all the most important characters in Futurama.
Did you hear him? One of his heroes.
Used
I
to work.
know.
Used to
Now
work
we-
for
We got to
WBCN.
get him on the show.
Well, we are doing a roast of Billy West on Saturday night as our after party. And some very special guests are going to roast Billy. We're not allowed to announce them because they're too big.
Wow.
And we're under contract not to even mention their names. Valdemort. Oh, I said it. But anyway, so yeah, it's going to be a great roast of Billy. But what's the best part about the event, December 6th and 7th, is each day the voice actors do a script read where they do several scenes from famous movies where you'd recognize every word in the scene,
Yeah.
and they do it in cartoon voices.
Love
That's
this.
cool.
I love
So
this.
we have a voice actors workshop going on. If you ever wanted to make money, say you wanted to be a radio announcer or a video game voice or a
You
cartoon.
ever want to be a radio announcer, Ray?
No.
No, that doesn't
What a
pay.
mistake that would be.
I know. There's no money in that.
Literally.
And then, but we're doing voice actor workshops with Tom Whalen, the guy who's the director of over 1,000 anime films,
Yep.
Pokemon, all that stuff. And a
Gary, I'm
voice
trying
actor.
to take you home. What direction do I go
You
here?
go that way.
Okay. Okay,
You
continue.
passed it 3 times, but I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah, I know.
just like watch
So, well, that's fine as long as you know where it is, because you can walk to it. So that's fine.
Right. Just pull over. I know my way around. You want me to drive?
Turn the key and ready to go. Just left the tea, it's time to start the show. The wheels are turning on the minivan. So says the guy from that astronaut band. It's Ray J, Tim, and the weekly guest. As far as YouTube videos, this one is the best. It's distracted driving. Distracted driving. It's distracted driving. Distracted driving.